Yo, it's Monday night, the lights shine bright. Chubby and Johnny bring it the insight. We recap the show, every slam and every throw. In the ring, all the drama, just let it flow. Sit, let's break it down raw. Monday Night Raw, we're running like a clock. Chubby and HotBody, we're ready to rock. In the square circle, nothing's ever the same. Breaking down the action, we're playing the game. From high-flying moves to the heavyweight brawls, hear the crowd roar as the superstars fall. Chubby's got the laughs, Johnny brings the heat. With every punchline, we won't face defeat. We're the kings of the rock, hear the crowd right. Monday Night Raw, we're running like a clock. Chubby and HotBody, we're ready to rock. In the square circle, nothing's ever the same. Breaking down the action, we're playing the game. So tune next week, keep it locked on the show with Chubby and Johnny. You already know.
All right, there it is. I love that song more and more. I don't know. Come on. I know Johnny's over there. He's fucking yeeting to it. He's hiding behind the picture beat. He's yeeting. I know he is.
Yeah, definitely. I was yeeting a cheesesteak sandwich. Yeah. Nah, joking, buddy. How's it going? How's
beautiful?
The health?
It's good. It's good. How about yours?
It's doing, it's doing. Yeah. If I had if I had a day free of pain, I wouldn't know how to act.
Isn't it like kind of weird? Like you don't. All right, let me ask you this. There's moments I remember going back to ringmasters, like, and guys like yourself and Tony and Larry, like, don't land like that. You're going to regret it. You're going to feel it in the future. And I remember like saying to myself, and I could still picture like looking down at the floor saying to myself, like, I'll be fine. It doesn't hurt. I'll be fine. And now 30 years later, whatever it is, 35 years later, I'm like, why the fuck didn't I listen?
Yeah. When we went a lot harder than what they're doing today. And I know that's a matter of opinion. Some would argue that, but I see a lot of what we see today done with trick photography. The cameras are in the right angles, and these guys are missing each other by miles. My neck is so jacked after having my neck fused. My neck is so jacked now that I'm in more pain now than I think I've ever been in my life after having a procedure done. And like the doctor says to me today, well, we could do surgery on your neck. And I'm like, I don't think so, man. I don't think so, because quite seriously, Chubb, and this goes for everybody out there, the surgeries hurt you more than the original injury. Yeah. These surgeries are done at the cost of insurance and at the cost of your health. They know they haven't mastered anything, or else it wouldn't be called a practice. You open yourself up, and all it takes is one nerve to be touched the wrong way in your neck, and it's over. I can't even hold my the triple bypass really eliminated me from riding a Harley anymore. But even more than that was my neck, because I cannot hold on to anything for a long period of time. My hands go totally numb.
Damn.
My hip is so jacked. Replacing the hip is an option, and replacing my knees are definitely both an option. But I'm definitely not down for the surgery. At this point in my life, I've been living with it for 35 years. What do I, if I hit the 80s, I'll be lucky and I'll live with it. Until then, I'll stay in pain, because I know that the risks just aren't worth it now.
It seems like too, once you start, and just speaking from what I've seen from friends and family that have had this done, once you start getting either like knee replacements or hip replacements, it's like all four, like both hips and both knees. Once you do one, then you got to do the other, and then it turns out like if you have a bad hip, you don't realize the way you're walking and favoring things worsens the other side and then worsens the knees, and then vice versa. With the knees worsens the hips, so it's like all goes together, and they got you. The insurance companies know this. They got you coming and going because you're going to not need not one surgery but four surgeries.
Well, that's just to start off, because those surgeries only will hold up according to the wear and tear. Let's
Hmm.
say you get hip surgery done and you go out on a water ski, or you go on a roller coaster, or you do some bungee jumping. Hogan had 11 hip surgeries, bro.
Wow.
Did they get it right the first time? Hell
No.
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 Hell no, they did. And you know what? They didn't get it right when he was on his deathbed. It wasn't right.
Mm.
The surgery that he had done on his neck, it was what caused him to go downhill.
Right.
Regardless of what in the closet Hart will tell you, and that jerk off Bischoff, protecting his beer interest for Budweiser Light with Hogan's image on it. These people think they got everybody over a barrel. As long as I'm on here, Chubb, I'll expose them all for the assholes they all are.
What you know? What? And let me just throw this one out there and get your opinion. And I want to get some people to chime in
I
on this
don't
as
give
well.
I don't give opinions. I don't give opinions. I give educated facts, and I give out real truth and knowledge. I give out no beliefs. Beliefs are something Santa Claus is.
All right. Well, this question it's not. It doesn't actually need a factual answer. Um, wasn't it weird when they showed what's the beer, the Great American Beer, whatever the hell it is, Hogan's beer, when they show Hogan's beer commercial and he's out there, brother, doing it, and he's dead. It's like I don't know how long they can keep showing that commercial.
Until Eric Bischoff and the Bud Light people make their money back. That's how long they'll do it. You
There you
know, and here's a little fact. Jimmy Hart was on a retainer for $500 a day, is what he would charge Hogan to hang out with him. That's the good friends you have in professional wrestling. That's just one of the facts I'll lay on you tonight. I got some stuff on that jerk off Bischoff too, and I got a lot of stuff on what happened tonight, and a lot of facts that are what are happening with Dana White with his hands in the WWE's fans' pockets. Okay, and this chicanery that is going on. I told you that this organization was headed for the deathbed the day Paul Lee got a job. It's a slow death because he's a cancer. He killed the AWA. He listen. He's created a cancer everywhere he's went. Regardless of what anyone will tell you, he's been the mole in the locker room for the longest time. He's the asshole that gives Meltzer his facts that are all lies. Meltzer and him. two of the biggest jerk-offs. Well, there's three of them, the Three Stooges, Bischoff, Meltzer, and Paul.
All right. Well, Johnny is on fire tonight, and we're going to run through
Facts,
some whole.
bro. Facts, not fire. Facts.
All right. Gianni Martello, my good brother. He says, good evening, my brothers.
What's happening, Gianni? Miss you, brother. Good to hearing from you. I
Michelle.
heard you were at the Barry Windham autographs there.
That's right.
There's a guy that should have been a champion, world heavyweight champion, but
absolutely
his ego wouldn't allow it, and he's a better man for it. I have more respect for him than I ever would for Ric Flair, that's for sure. Good evening, Michelle.
Good evening, Michelle. Larry Jester in the house. Howdy, y'all. Hope all is well.
Hello, Larry.
And Gianni says that song never gets old. And no, our opening intro song does not. Larry says, need something like Peanuts Gang dancing during the intro. that would be hysterical. Gianni says, I see Johnny Yeaton.
Oh, yeah.
John, once you turn 40, it's all downhill from there, Gianni says.
It's the truth.
Let's see. Larry says, I used to jump off stuff and land on my feet. Maybe that's why I'm using a cane occasionally now. Yeah, right?
Understood. And Gianni, just to correct you, it's at 45. If you've started to tap out at 40, you just never took care of yourself when you were younger. You know, I'm in my 60s and I still get told I look like I'm in my 40s. I know everyone's lying.
Gianni says, you guys went a lot harder and the product was a lot better. And for that, I thank you. Stan the Man Collins, the CWO heavyweight champion, says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Stan.
Good evening, Stan. Where's Kyle?
I don't know. Let's see. We got a whole bunch of people here.
No, you don't get that. Stan, Kyle, Cartman, Kenny.
Oh, South Park.
My favorite show.
I'm not a South Park fan.
You're a fan of Bailey's. No wonder.
We're going to get into that later on. Larry says,
do we really have to?
I wish, yeah.
I vomit in my mouth as soon as I seen her. My heartburn medicine gave out.
Oh, my God. I had neck surgery when I was like 14. Holy shit, Larry. Some days since I wake up and I feel stiff in my neck and shoulders, and it's so painful, even in high school. Like once every other month it happens. Damn, dude.
Larry, I feel you, bro. It's worse than a toothache.
That's hardcore, man. That's
when
hardcore.
When your head weighs one third your body weight, a pain in the neck really hurts.
Jake Walker's in the house. What's up, Jake? He says, hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Jake.
Gianni says, my knees are so bad from playing sports, I can barely walk some days.
Pocketball doesn't count as a sport, Gianni.
Oh, shit. Gerald Culbertson, what's going on? Another friend from the Facebook, Chubby Dudley Facebook
what's
page.
Happening, Gerald? He says hi to Chubby. He doesn't say nothing to Johnny. He's one
come
of
on.
them. He's one of them, man.
Got to give Johnny his hellos. Gianni says, as soon as I saw that commercial, I knew HotBody was going to have a field day with it. Wait, which commercial was that?
Oh, we'll get into it. Which one?
that commercial.
Which one of 119?
Oh, the Hogan commercial. Okay. But you know what they say, Johnny, in regards to Eric controversy, creates cash. And Michelle says, hey, Johnny, don't forget Russo as well.
Ah, man, he's just a putz. Why do we even have to bring up his name?
I think, didn't he say the other day he is officially done watching WWE? He had to make a formal announcement.
Listen, he's not done, because if he's not talking about it, he's not making money. You know,
Exactly.
it's clickbait. All these guys are a bunch of clickbait. You and I are the only truth tellers in the bunch, but yet you and I will not get the views. You get this asshole Stevie Richards. You got another moron who smoked more pot than oh my God. Oh, I don't even want to go there, man, because I probably give him a close race. But anyway, I don't know how he has following. I think it's because he's with a porn star. or what people like to refer to as a porn star. I call them a pig.
Wow. Okay. Again, disclaimer down below: all opinions expressed by Johnny
Hey,
HotBody
listen,
are
I only
Johnny
call him as
HotBody
I
and his
see him.
alone.
If you're a porn star, you're usually a pig. You know? What do you want me to say? Oh, she's a church-going girl.
Gene Brennan. Hey, Bay. What's going on, Gene? What's up, brother? Michelle says, hey, Gianni, it gets worse at 50. Laugh out loud. Johnny, I miss you too, brother, and I'm a fan of South Park and Bailey. Take that for what it's worth. Laugh out loud. Larry says, the CWO title will be mine one day, and I'll put it on the gold on a lavender strap. Laugh out loud. Stan says, my cheesy puffs. South Park, I'm chilling with all of them, Johnny. I can't believe that show's still on. It's like 30 years now, isn't it?
27 years.
Wow.
27 seasons, man. They're great, man. They're funny.
That's amazing.
They're funny. When you could say the things they say, you know they take after Johnny HotBody.
Gianni says, Johnny, I've played everything with football growing up. Okay. Oh, everything but football. And then they're going to stop watching wrestling. That's like me saying I'm going to stop collecting belts. It's never going to happen. As my wife said, as my wife side eyes me while I say that, she says, hello, by the way. What's up, Megan?
Hello, Megan.
Yeah, Gianni got more belts the other day. He sent me pictures. He's a belt mofo. And DJ plays favorites in the house. What's going on, DJ? He says, hello, Johnny and Chubby Dudley. Hope you have had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for your keen wrestling updates. The great work you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hello,
all right,
DJ.
Let's get into tonight's show finally. CM Punk starts the show and comes out discussing how he wants Seth Rollins, he wants his belt back, yada, yada, yada. And out comes L.A. Knight. Yeah? Come on, Johnny. You got to love him, right?
Listen, I said to Erica, isn't this appropriate? They have the trash truck driver with the guy that pushes the broom in the arena, CM Punk. Both of them guys together, the cleanup squad. Two of the worst talents that they could have put on TV.
Well, I want to see if anybody caught this. So LA Knight comes out. They start going back and forth that, they're friends, but hope to keep it that way. Yeah, setting it up, laying the groundwork, the foundation. LA Knight doesn't want CM Punk to get in his way. CM Punk doesn't want LA Knight to get in his way. Blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, out comes Paul Heyman. My name is... And Punk, if you noticed, was pissed because he said, I wasn't done yet. So I think they cut them short and sent Paul and the Bron out to break up their little party that was kind of going nowhere.
Did you like the intelligence level of the fans tonight? Every one that came out that was a face, they sang their name in the same tune that every single song just sang in. Is did I tell you that the brain cells are fried in this crowd?
Okay. Did you?
LA Knight, CM Punk. Roman. Listen,
It's
these
all the
people are
same.
these people are morons. I keep telling you this week after week. This organization is burning itself down to the ground with the lackluster show that they give us week after week after week. They changed it up this week. Big deal, Chubb. Seth Rollins didn't come out. CM Punk did, and the Bronze. Where's the listen? The intelligence, the writers in the back have to come up with a name for a tag team. The Braun.
How about that?
Are you seeing? Are you seeing the third grade education that they're putting upon these people?
Tonight's crowd was a far cry, which I was kind of surprised because they're still in Canada. But I caught the highlights of SmackDown on Saturday. That crowd at SmackDown on Friday night, where they were in Montreal, was off the fucking hook hot. They were on fire. Tonight, not so much.
Well, in Canada, Canada,
Canada.
it's like Quebec against Montreal.
Yeah.
One claims to have one brain cell more than the other because of the temperature. They're all frozen brain cells up
I was
there.
sick because it's so cold, right? They fight over
Listen,
where it's
they're
colder.
all idiots. They're all brain dead. All of them. The cold weather does something to the SAT scores.
Well, that ended up that opening promo ends up setting up the tag match for the main event of the night, which will be Punk and Knight versus the Bron Bonds. And then after that, we have a quick little backstage promo. Judgment Day, as always, in their clubhouse, and in comes Dirty Dom, bringing his new friend, El Grande Americano. And Mr. Finn Balor's not too happy that he brought El Grande into the clubhouse.
Well, Dirty Dom turned him around on the idea, didn't he? Really
He
quick.
absolutely did.
Listen, I
He
think
did.
seriously, this may be the best backstage little segment that they run every week when it comes to Judgment Day, because when it comes to finding them anyone to work with, I believe the writers are still concerned with the same suck ups that they can't find anything for these guys who deserve a better shot. These guys are better workers, okay? All around better workers. And to keep taking these talents that really, truly don't deserve the TV time they're getting. And when I say TV time they're getting, I mean week after week after week, the same bullshit. You could freshen it up. You could definitely give us better matches and less backstage bullshit. Bureaucratic. Oh, the bullshit is so. There's nothing there for it. There's no reason to keep doing it. It's taking away from giving us solid performing matches.
Well, something too, as you were pointing that out, I don't think we've seen um, Finn and JD in a match since they've won the belts.
What am I saying to you?
It's
They
interesting.
have all the talent. They have no writers, and the writers they do have are only concerned on giving you the same slop. And I say it's lazy and it's an insult to the intelligence of the fans that are watching this. And eventually it's going to end. When 2026 comes around and $30 is the price you'll be paying for a PLE, and $24 or $9 that you'll be paying for Netflix, and then your cable bill for USA. When you put this all together, you're looking at close to $1,000 a year, truthfully, wasted on the WWE. And they're not giving you anything for this. They're definitely not giving you matches that are worth this. This is why I tell you, this organization is headed down.
Well, there you go. Let's see what the comments say. Larry says, I left for about 30 seconds to show my coworker my dumb Simpsons Cross and Brock video. Hopefully I didn't miss much. If always try to plan your escapes during commercials, because they're every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes you get a 3-minute commercial break. Gianni says there were actually the real belts for WrestleMania, but I did get 3 belts when I was in Charlotte, so stay tuned, everyone. DJ says Johnny HotBody reminds me of a modern day Jesse Ventura. Tells it like he sees it.
Well, if I told it the way you wanted to hear it, or anyone, not you in particular, DJ, if I was to tell everyone what they wanted to hear, I guess we'd have over 300,000 subscribers, and me and Chubby, or Chubby and I, would be making money off of this, like everyone else is that kisses the ass and is in bed with this suck-ass company, the WWE.
All right, Larry says Chubby Dudley, Johnny HotBody. Gianni, I am no. By the way, I am no way a ring announcer, so we need a true ring announcer to say that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys
there you
and girls,
go.
children of all ages, I could do it.
Yeah,
I could hit you with the Michael Buffer.
You could do it.
Oh, yeah. And I could hold it for minutes and minutes and minutes.
Gianni says, so Megan had a valid point. Paul Heyman is turning into the modern day Paul Bear because all he does is stand there around ringside and do nothing. What do you guys think? Well, that's all he's ever did is stand there and do nothing.
I've given you my opinion of Paul the Prick.
Paul the Prick now. All right, Johnny says the crowd was definitely piped in tonight. The fans didn't crowd. The crowd was dead. They were dead.
And it was piped in.
Larry says, I wasn't able to see Raw yet. Which Grande was it? Chad, Kaiser, Rye, Wheat, Racing. Oh, wait. Those are breads. It was Kaiser. A Grande Americano is going to be the new Doink. I hope I'm wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong. Gianni, I don't think you're wrong. DJ Plays Favorites is laughing. Larry Jesser says, Gianni, if that's the case, never let Jericho play him. Shawn Michaels will freak out. Wouldn't that be funny, though, if they bring somebody back, like a Jericho or somebody, that way?
That would be so funny. I think they should bring Hogan back as American.
I wonder if the blow-up dolls will wear a Grande Americano mask. You're right, Bay. We haven't. Gianni says WWE reminds me of WCW 2000 sometimes, or worse. At times it does. I'm not going to lie. Michelle says they have nobody for them to defend the tag straps against, which is sad. I mean, they do. They got the New Day there. Let them put them in some type of program or something. I don't know. Do something. Gianni says they're not going to get my money, and I knew this was going to happen. That's why I saved all my DVDs. True Gianni. Stan says Michelle Stern, definitely yes. It is sad. Gianni, HotBody is better than Ventura in so many different ways.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
not a Mason, and I'm not never going to be a governor.
Michelle says Johnny tells it like it is, 1,000%.
I told you all Brock Lesnar would be there, and he was nowhere. They never fired him, and he would be back. And yeah, I called it 8 weeks ago. You can check the show log.
Larry says, I want to be a voice actor if you ever need a fake announcer guy for something, laugh out loud. And Gianni says, hey, Steve Kern's not doing anything. Bring him back for that. How about this? Johnny is always saying Vince will be back. Can you imagine bringing Vince back under a Grande Americano fucking mask?
I don't know. He wrecked his Rolls Royce Bentley. I don't know, man.
Hey. Yeah, right. All right, so next up we had a tag match. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee taking on El Grande Americano and Dirty Dom Mysterio. And Johnny did mention the crowd and their chants, and they did a Dirty Dom chant, which I think that's the first time we've gotten one of those.
Listen, that was original. The crowd pulled this off. It was the first time. It was more entertaining than the whole damn show. As far as this match, I really was entertained by anything that AJ does. Dominic Mysterio, always great to watch. It was the first entertaining match of the evening.
You know what? I thought this was a true, perfect, old school style for this crowd. Heel face, hot match to open the show up. A lot of fun, exciting, and it had a great finish with the Dom with the little metal piece slipped into his mask. I thought that was a nice finish, a nice little spin on things. And yeah, I thought it was a nice, really nice, hot opening match to go start the show off with.
You could always expect something great when it comes to AJ and Dirty Dom. I've been telling you this for a while, and you're not a fan of AJ's, which is something that totally shocks me.
Because, no, it's not, I'm not a fan of his.
Okay.
He just his in-ring work stuff is phenomenal. There's no denying it. It's some of his promos. Yeah, it's just some of his promos, and it's his entrance and music I can't stand.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have to call a timeout on you.
Go ahead, timeout. Go ahead.
To throw a yellow flag on you.
All right.
First of all, when AJ was doing his own promos, they were some of the best promos around. At one time, these guys were able to freelance their promos the way I was and everyone else was. Granted, that being said, I hate to say that even in that way, but the guys today are not saying anything off the cuff. It's being written for them. They're memorizing these lines, so you're not getting the charisma of a true AJ. You're getting the watered down, hey, you had your chance to shine, AJ. It's someone else's turn.
It's harder to, when you're doing these promos, when you're able to, like Johnny said, freelance, and it's your heart and your mind speaking your words. It's a lot. I don't want to say easier, but it's a lot. Well, it's a lot easier to put the true heart, soul, and emotion into it that's needed, instead of when somebody's handing you a fucking script and you got to take somebody else's words and now try to make them your own. It's a lot harder.
And this is what's wrong. This is just another little thing that's missing from professional wrestling. These guys are not allowed to have any emotion other than what is being written for them. And that right there takes away from the talent. The talent of a professional wrestling is being able to say things on the fly, have the adjectives emphasized at the right time and the verbs where they're going to be and what you're going to do. And there's a formula to it. If you listen to any of the NWA guys from the 80s, they all did it. Some of it was long winded. They take that deep breath in when Magnum TA or even Dusty Rhodes, who I can't stand when he would speak. uh, he was fake. That's why I couldn't stand him. He tried to be something he wasn't, and played to a certain demographic part of the audience because he was an ass kisser all around. But anyway, the ability to cut a promo, it's an art that's lost from the business. You could
Mhm.
teach a monkey to wrestle. It takes a talent to cut a promo.
True that. True that. Um, all right. Next up, we had a quick promo backstage. Adam Pearce with Sami Zayn. Uh, Sammy, of course, talking about how he wants a shot. Um, he wants to be a champion. He's on his mission, and Adam says to him, "Look, let's focus on Rusev tonight. Let's get past Rusev, and then we'll have that talk." In comes Sheamus, and Sammy says to Sheamus, look, I know you got your issues with Rusev, but please tonight don't get involved. Stay out of it. Don't interfere in the match. I'm really focused, and I really need to get past Rusev tonight. All right. Now, at that point, wouldn't it have been nice to see Karrion Kross step in there and say some words to Sammy?
That would have been great, but there's only one problem. Karrion Kross is at the unemployment line. He was fired
Yesterday.
he was let go yesterday. Well, they moved him down to the alumni. But like the idiots, will speak up for our truth. The idiots are speaking up for him. Will he get the same treatment as our truth? Brought back only to be silenced?
Which, isn't it funny how it was the whole big stink to bring our truth back, and Ron wanted to become Ron Killings again, which they did for a minute, but yet the other night on SmackDown, our truth is back.
Well, that made as much sense as John Cena being a heel. There's only two things that I'll tell you that John Cena is. One is a bitch, and two is the owner of a gym that has nothing but dildos all over the floors.
Jesus Christ. Uh, disclaimer down below. All opinions expressed.
What's he going to do? Beat me up? He's in the Actors Screen Guild. He's open for any opinion or any facts to be laid out there the way I sees them. He bullied someone's sexuality by having a ton of dildos all over a floor and scared a dude out of wrestling because he didn't like the dude. You understand? That's the jerk off John Cena is. But anyway, were we talking about John Cena?
No. Actually,
Okay.
we're going to be talking about Sammy and Rusev.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that loser. Phew, boy, man. I don't know what the company sees in Sammy. I really don't. And before Marble Mouth Gianni steps in and puts down a comment about El Gennaro or El Generico or El Gabagool, I don't care what Sami Zayn did under a mask. He's holding a spot for somebody else that deserves a shot. It's a shame, and I mean this. It's a shame that Kevin Owens is the one out. I'll leave it at that. Next match. We're going to go buy these tonight. Johnny wants to go to bed.
All right. Well, the Sammy Rusev match, actually, I thought was a pretty half decent match. It was the best match I've seen. I thought
Rusev have.
Yeah, since the match with him and Sheamus, the first one out of three was pretty good. I personally think Sammy. I like Sammy, but then we had the Solo and the MFTs interfere. They took Sammy out, disqualification, yada yada yada. In came Sheamus to attack Rusev, and they fought all around the arena, which will probably lead to like something like a pinfalls in Paris or something match.
I believe it's going to lead to Rusev and Sheamus being tag team champions. They're going to stick them together as a tag team. And as far as Sami Zayn goes, quite seriously, it's becoming quite apparent that week after week he's the new Steve Lombardi.
Oh
I'll
my
pull the
god!
names out of the, I'll pull the names out of the dungeon for those wrestling fans that had to sit through the painful matches of Steve Lombardi week after week losing, and even as the Brooklyn brawler, yeah, he was a loser, and that's what you're getting with the Sami Zayn. He's a hell of a hand. That's about it. He's as exciting as watching your living room paint dry. I see nothing good with this kid except that he could help make someone else look good. Congratulations, Sammy. Next.
All right, let's run through. We got a shit ton of comments here. All right, Stan says, "No damn Hulk Hogan blow up dolls. I'm getting ready to fight them." Where is Mike tonight?
He's hiding in the closet with Jimmy and Hulk Hogan.
Larry Jester says, "I could see Shane O'Mac as Americana." That would be a nice surprise, right? Gianni says, "In regards to Grande Americano and Vince McMahon, it was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin." Okay. Gianni says, "AJ and Dom definitely have chemistry in the ring." Agreed. Agreed. I think they're going to, because they're going to do this thing with Dom with AAA. So is he going to? How are they going to do that? Is he going to leave and stay down there for a minute, or he's going to bring?
He's going down there to wrestle for the title. He'll probably get it, bring it up, and they'll do something. Listen, the title he has, he really doesn't defend anyway. So what's the difference? None of these belts mean anything anymore. At one time, every belt had some prestige to it. Now it just means your suitcase is a lot more heavier.
Yeah, you're right. Gianni says, "Okay, babe, stop beating around the bush. It's AJ's hair that bugs you. It does. It does bug me because you know what? When he goes to do his promos or anything, not in the ring, but or in ring promo or backstage promo, he's like scared to move his head and his hair because he doesn't want to mess his hair up. So it does drive me crazy.
He's a Breck commercial girl.
He is. He totally is." Eric Efron, what's up, dude?
Hi, Eric.
It's a newbie. Hey, CB, how you feeling? Actually, CD, Chubby Dudley. I hope you're doing okay. Now I have a bone to pick with this new pay-per-view format. You have to get a subscription to ESPN and pay extra for pay-per-views. Give me a freaking break. UFC's moving to Paramount. They're not charging for upgrades to watch their pay-per-views. Sorry to getting off topic. The new pay-per-view system is almost as worse as Cole and Pat eating. Yeah, we talked about that, and it is kind of a clusterfuck and a screw job to the WWE fans.
Are you willing to pay? Are you willing to pay between the cock, ESPN, and Netflix? Are we willing to pay over $1,000 a year for watching your TV and watch some saturated bullshit wrestling? Listen, we all know that this isn't even really wrestling. This is the script. This is the worst thing to happen to wrestling. The scripts, the dirt sheets, the show that shows you how they do it behind the stage, the camera angles, the new policy, you can't touch anyone. It's about as exciting as what you assholes all like to follow and call professional football. Professional football hasn't been football since the days of Tom Landry. Check that out. The shit you get today is the same thing that wrestling is, that basketball is, that baseball is, that tennis is, that horse racing is, that boxing is, that wrestling is. If it has the word pro in front of it, it is entertainment. It is no longer a sport. Understand the legal technical terms of the word sport and entertainment. 1961, Executive Order, John F. Kennedy. Don't doubt me. Look into it. Yous are all smart. Look it up. Yous are smart wrestling fans. Look it up.
What was I going to say? Oh, I don't know if you've heard this, but supposedly the rumor is, the word on the street is, once WWE leaves the cock, TNA and AAA will fill the void, the wrestling void for the Peacock.
And for free.
Faux free. How about that?
Welcome to the world of Disney. Yous are going to pay for it.
That mouse is going to screw you. All right. Michelle says, Bay, go back and watch AJ and TNA. His promos are great. Yeah, I'm not denying there's just something in ring. I got zero complaints with AJ. Gianni says, you know what? Let these performers do what they can do. They don't need a script. Roddy Piper never needed a script, so one time they gave him a script, he tore it up and threw it in their face. Legend. Yeah, exactly.
And he wouldn't do the job for Mr. T.
And Cross and Scarlet getting more bookings now than they ever have. Good for them. I was thinking too. I wonder, because I really think he's going to end up back in WWE at some point, without a doubt. I wonder if they're kind of like going to put him through something like what they did with Cody, or like, have him go out and, kind of sow his oats for a little bit and then bring him back.
I heard they sent him down to AAA to learn how to wrestle lucha libre, because Lord knows he can't wrestle any other. He can't even wrestle. Listen, I don't get carrying Cross. I think he sucks, and I mean it. He sucks. I don't know what everybody wants from him. I don't know what they expect from him. I'm glad he's gone. Quite seriously, there needs to be a long line behind him.
All right. Carlos Los Espada, what's up, my dude? He says WWE sucks. They have no clue how to book a show. These old storylines are boring as fuck. And Carlos's dad was a legendary lucha libre star. So,
and Carlos, I totally agree with you, my friend.
If I'm not mistaken, Carlos, the Silver Angel, I think, was his father. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
We should call him Carlos Los Luchador.
Yes, he's actually Los Espada. Gianni says, Johnny is ready. Barred from Vince McMahon. Not sure who that was, though. Cena's dildo blow-up doll gym. Laugh out loud. The blow-up dolls will always make appearances whenever they can. Gianni says, Johnny, I have no comment about that for once. So there, thank you. I'm sure that was about your Cena gym comment. Gianni says, don't forget Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, Johnny.
Oh, yes, that's the incredible Brooklyn brawler. He slept around with Pat Patterson, supposedly, right?
I will not confirm nor deny. I know anything. Carlos says, Sammy is where he needs to be, putting folks over. Hey, it's better than a J job. Laugh out loud. That's true. That is true. Gianni says, Nick Khan is a money whore. That's funny. I love it. It's kind of amusing though how Nick Khan just spends everybody's money and says everybody's still going. They're going to like pay it. They're not going to deny themselves. They're just going to pay the $30 a month.
Don't worry. When I tell you this company is losing money, Just listen to what I tell you. Nick Khan is not sleeping well at night, and neither is the nose.
Lo says, I laugh as many people that hate WWE, they tune in. I gave up on WWE 5 years ago, yet people are glued to their TV. And yes, his dad was the Silver Angel. Eric says, love you, HotBody. You really tell the truth. CD, WWE should penetrate the cock. Oh, it's too funny. Too fucking funny. All right, next up we had backstage Io Sky talking with Adam Pearce, and she wants her title shot. There was a change tonight because Naomi is hurt. And then Roxanne and Raquel come in and ends up leading to a match being made that we see Io versus Roxanne, which was, we'll get into that in a little bit. And then we had another promo with Adam Pearce with the New Day come in. And they're really upset that Penta destroyed the $12,000, as Pearce called, sombrero. So next week we're going to have a match. I don't know who's going to be in the match, which one of the New Day, but somebody in the New Day is taking on Penta next week for revenge.
I think it'll be Grayson Waller again.
You think again?
Yeah, because I don't see New Day doing jobs for that garbage of a talent wrestler that's not a great wrestler in my eyes. Oh God! But to get back to the Io Sky, let's go back to that first of all. I think that this is going to be one of the best angles you are ever going to see between these girls, Rhea, Ida, Naomi, and Perez. And I do not like this Perez girl. I've told you this from the beginning. I can't wait for Liv to come back and finally send her back to NXT where she belongs. She can't even reach the top of the ropes. I don't understand why she's there, truthfully. Where do you think they're going to go with the Rhea Ripley and Ito?
I'm not sure yet. And if you noticed, they're really giving Io and this whole storyline, whichever way they're going to go, a whole lot of airtime, because they went back to Io multiple times tonight before the match to set up the match, and then they had the match, and then they had a couple times throughout the rest of the night Io backstage. They're really pushing the hell out of the women coming out of that.
Okay.
Coming out of that, the evolution. So
I'm going to tell you something right now.
I don't know yet where they're going to go.
All right, here's where they're going. Main event. Because it's the only talent that counts. These guys don't have what the girls do. I've been telling you this.
I'm agreeing.
The main event for the next big one, and it's not the Paris one.
Yeah.
That's not the big one. But whatever the next one is after that, I forget what is it. Wrong. Where do they go from this one? Halloween.
No, they're doing that. Yeah, they're doing a Halloween Havoc, but that's NXT. Okay, I'm not sure what WWE show is.
Well, I think the girls are going to be the main event. That's what I see.
Well, if you notice too, I mean, and we say this all the time, when Rhea came in for that 10-second little backstage promo spot with Io, she got the biggest fucking pop of the night. And
that's who's selling out the arena, I think. This is my opinion. And I've been telling you about these girls, their work performance, it outshines You're not getting no performance from Roman Reigns. He just shows up and collects a check and throws a spear and a monkey punch or whatever he calls that punch. The rest of them, for real, they all have no charisma. They all get in the ring. They suck the air out of the arena. And when the girls get in there, it's a war zone.
They bring it back to life.
It's
They do.
entertaining. It's entertaining, more entertaining, more so than the men. And that's my opinion. And quite seriously, I'll stick to that. And when you went into the next little roll off of that, what was it again after the girls backstage? Where did it segue to?
Wait, then we had then they did the well, it was Adam Pearce and New Day and all, but then they did a video promo with Bronson Reed, and he was putting himself over as the tribal thief with the Shula Fala.
Well, yeah, okay, that's funny. Now do something, dude. Quite seriously, does he have champion main event on him? Nope.
He has.
Nope.
I would put an IC belt on him.
Listen, I don't think they make a belt big enough to put on him. Number one,
that's true.
Real being
that's
funny, but number one, I don't think these two get anything more than a tag team because they both suck. They miss spots. The matches look clumsy, and these are my opinions on guys that are supposed to be at the top of their game. They're supposed to be the future. I'll tell you what, I'll stand by it. As far as the future, I'm going to tell you, when it comes to these ass clowns, Logan Paul is more charismatic and brings more entertainment to the table than the whole group that was the main event tonight.
How does anybody know how old Logan Paul is? I'd like to know that.
He's in his 30s.
30s.
He's got to be in his young 30s, but that's regardless of anything. I think he's got the most charisma out of that whole locker room.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Johnny totally on that. I can't praise that kid enough. He's just a pure natural born to fucking be in this business.
Now, and I know we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the Raw card, which I think the talent it's missing a lot.
Yeah,
and the 2.5 hours are painful.
Yeah, and we only had, what did we have? 4 matches in 2.5 hours. No, we had more with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. So they stick with that 5-match format. Michelle says the next pay-per-view after Paris is Bad Blood.
Bad Blood. Well, I've never even heard of that before as a pay-per-view. It may be so. I don't know. I may have missed a pay-per-view or a show somewhere along the line. I thought I'd seen every one of their so-called these names, and that's another thing. It's getting redundant. The names they got to do away with these names. They're it's wrestling, man. How about tonight's main event? We have this, and this. This shit sucks, man.
Everything has a name now. Every show has a name, even on the indies. Every show has a name.
Well, I'm telling you now that Joel Goodhart is the blame of that. He was the first one to do the Autumn Armageddons and all that stuff. But as we're talking about this wrestling, last week I caught a few matches of AEW. Okay, Swerve Strickland, incredible. Will Ospreay, incredible. Okay, the girls, they're just terrible. The girls are terrible. The only girl there that's any good, truthfully, is Toni Storm. I don't buy Monet, whatever the hell her name is. You know, she walks around, she's got this look on her face like she smelt her own fart, and it's really bad. I can't stand that girl. I do not like her. She has a look that makes you just want to go, "Pu, keep away from me." These are my opinions, you know that. But yeah, the girls that I've seen, they boy are they bad, and a few of them came from the WE, and I know why they were let go. A promising thing on the girls with the WE is this girl
Sol
from
Roca.
Sol Roca is being brought up to the main card,
Hmm.
and it couldn't happen soon enough because, yeah, the girls in Raw are a little bit. It's they need fresh talent there. Rosie Perez is not fresh talent. I think she's the worst addition to Raw. And I know a lot of people will argue that they don't use Valkyrie as they should. Um, I haven't even seen her. They bring her up to the main roster, and they don't even use the poor Steffi, and she's a hell of a talent.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a lot of girls need to be gone. A lot of the new girls could be brought on to this show. You could have a great show with that. You could have a great show with giving these guys that are so-called mid-card. You give them some writing and you give them a shot because Lord knows Braun and Braun don't have it. Seth's act is old. And when you have part timers that show up in the ring and only give you a part time show, it's not worth TV watching anymore, man. They need to do something quick.
Well, the next match we had up, which I thought was without a doubt the match of the night, Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez, and Io just seems to be on fire. I mean, that girl is just every fucking match for the last so many months this girl has. She's just putting on a show. She's putting on a clinic. She took Roxanne to school tonight. I thought it was a really, really good match. I thought Roxanne kept up with her. I like Roxanne Perez. I know you don't. Um, I was actually surprised. I was not expecting Roxanne to get the win. The Kabuki Warriors came out to try to help Io, which ended up backfiring, causing Io the match, which we later saw Io get mad at the Kabuki Warriors backstage, and then Asuka is now pissed off at Io and stormed off. So who knows where all this is going? It's going to be interesting, but without a doubt, your your women are the main event of WWE. Io Sky, Rhea, Naomi. Once Bianca gets back in there doing her thing, she's part of that main event clique as well. Um, just keep Jade Cargill out of there, and we'll be all right.
Well, if you listen, you take Jade Cargill and you take Rosie Perez and you put them on Kensington Avenue, and that's where they belong. I'll leave it at that.
Rough, brutal. All right, Gianni says, Johnny, come on. Nick is sleeping on $100 bills and he's sleeping comfortably. Nick Khan. Some of those promos need subtitles in English. They should do that with the Kabukis and Io and all.
I hate to, it does. Io and Asuka, it's the same act. They both do the same exact act, you know.
Yep.
I can't take when they start screaming at each other backstage, man. It's like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not married to either one of them.
Michelle says about the New Day, they're still in mourning, which is hysterical. Laugh out loud. Gianni says, don't forget Stephanie, Johnny. Yeah, Stephanie
I
Valkyrie.
didn't. I just said that. I just brung her up, Gianni. They just need to put her on TV and get this Rosie Perez off.
She's so over. Why? Another one. She's like almost Rhea Ripley level over, and you haven't seen her in weeks. They pop her in for a second each week just to like drop a little crumb.
But yet we got to see what was her name from the academy, the Alpha Academy. We got
Maxine
Dupree work. Let me tell you something. That was the best. Wait a minute. I have to take back everything I said and rewind everything back. Blah, 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 beep, bop, beep. Go fast forward now. Bop, boop. That was the best TV of the night.
Becky and Maxine?
Just Maxine.
Oh.
Yeah. Maxine Dupree. Yeah. That girl needs a title.
Interesting.
She's as talented as throwing a paper airplane in the air and watching it sail away, right down to the ground, nose first. But she's great to see on TV. She adds something to the value of the screen. She energizes it. She has a better presence than that Bailey.
I am now forever going to be like looking for the paper airplane when Maxine comes out.
Yes, she's as grateful as a baby giraffe with 3 broken legs. But she's a hell of a sight to watch, man.
Oh, you know what? That's hysterical. She reminds me of a younger,
Kelly.
No, a younger, cleaned up version of Charlotte.
What?
Yeah, I mean,
I like to poke you. Listen, you're lucky. You're in Nashville. I poke in your eyes if you were here. Do you need an eye exam?
I do.
You definitely do, buddy. Listen, one could be on a poison bottle with the skull, with the bones underneath her face, okay? Because her face is frozen in time like Medusa. All right, she's so damn ugly, that Charlotte Flair. She could scare paint off of a wall. You could use her face for paint remover. Okay, and that's how ugly Charlotte Flair is. Don't ever compare her to Maxine Dudley.
I was meaning body wise.
I need to educate you, son.
Body wise, I was meaning
body wise. Holy shit! You're still out. You're still out in left field, dude.
You put them side by side. I bet you'd have them identical.
One
they could fit in each other's clothes. I bet
one looks like a little boy. One looks like a woman.
So does Maxine Dupree. She's built like a boy. She's like a.
All right, maybe you should watch her tonight. Maybe you should watch her. All right, listen, we're not going to go into this round of disagreement. Let's just stick to the facts, okay? The show sucked tonight.
I thought tonight was a pretty solid show.
Solid as what? A turd in a fire?
Oh shit! I thought it was a solid show. I really did. Gianni says that Perez girl is so small she can fit in Triple H's nose.
I like that one, Gianni. That's a good one.
She doesn't belong on the main roster. Needs to go back at NXT. Wow. Roxanne is not getting any love.
Listen, I don't understand when you watch wrestling what you watch. You think that Bailey is a hot piece of ass. You think that Charlotte Flair's hot.
No.
You just
said
she's
no,
hot.
I did not. No, I did not.
Everybody here is going to say that you said it. We're all going to get you a blow-up doll Charlotte Flair to put in your closet.
Hell no. That girl does nothing for me. Gianni says it says something when Evolution was the best pay-per-view WWE has all year, including WrestleMania. Yeah, and they didn't even promote it, push it, care about it, really put an effort into it. and it it was better than WrestleMania and
And Gianni,
SummerSlam.
this is the truth, and this is the problem. As a wrestling fan, as wrestling fans that call your as individuals that refer to this as wrestling and would consider this wrestling fans, do you really think that this is wrestling? It's not even entertaining.
Eric says, I feel bad for Valkyria. She's going to do the deed for Naomi at the pay per view. I'm not into Naomi. I think she's overrated. Yeah, it does suck. It's like she's going to get that title shot and it's going to get wasted. And then what are we going to see her each week for a second?
Let's hope that cooler heads prevail, and Naomi's lost the title before then.
Is she,
And
what's
I
going
don't
on with
even
this
know
injury?
why she's. Yeah, what is this? What is this mystery in injury? Did she string her father's guitar up, and the E string broke and snapped her in the face?
She fell off her motorized suitcase or something. I don't know. Yeah,
Her
it came out of nowhere.
motorized suitcase.
You never see her riding her little suitcase
No.
backstage? Yeah. She's got
What's
a
this
suitcase.
world come to? You
You
can
can
ride
sit
a
on the Yeah, you can sit on the suitcase, like one of them electric ones.
What would
And
happen if you and I sat on that suitcase?
we can ride it.
You're joking me, right?
It's got like handlebars and it's yeah. Zzz. I'll have to find a video and send it over to you. Gianni says they can put a belt extender on a title like they did for Mark Henry. Oh, there you go. Larry says Logan to turn 30 on April 1st. Wow. So he's young. He's got a lot of years ahead of him.
If provided somebody in the opposite match of him doesn't cause him to get hurt, because quite seriously, that kid's got more talent than the whole roster right now.
Los says the women steal the show. There's no male in the locker room that can carry the company. There you go. Larry says 4 matches. This is Raw, not a PLE. That's like their show format now. Like 5 matches and out. If you think about it, they did the double night. For WrestleMania, I think had more, but SummerSlam I think was only 6 matches each night, and that was an hour longer show than usual. Gianni says Band Blood has been around since the days of In Your House. I kind of remember that. Bad Blood is a pay-per-view name has been around since '97. It was originally Bad Blood with double D's like My Mistress. First Hell in a Cell with Taker and Michaels. I love it. I love it. Gianni says Mercedes Moné needs to come out to the song. Oh, that smell. Ooh, that smell. Oh, that smell. That's hysterical. If this keeps going this way, WWE is a sinking ship. Well, Johnny has been saying that from day one. Larry says WWE is like McDonald's. No matter how bad it gets, people will still throw money at it.
Larry, you're right, but here's the thing. Money isn't around like it used to be. Number one. The seats, the price of a seat to go to a live show, if you have children that are over 12 years old, I think they have to buy a ticket. I don't think they get in free, or is it at a even younger age that they have to buy a ticket? And then you have the concession stands. For, let's say you have 2 kids, you got to take your wife and yourself. Between the parking lot and everything, you got $1,000 to drop on a show, Larry. I don't know if you're a CEO or if you're making $30 an hour or what your financial circumstances may be, Larry, but I see a lot of people living on the streets nowadays, even though they just signed a law that's always been a law, that vagrancy is a law, is against the law. So now they're going to start locking up all the homeless people, which was something that was always done since I was a kid. I don't understand how these people live on the street and get away with it, or even live in their cars. But that being said, that's not the topic. Topic is how many times are you going to take your kids to see this shit, not be entertained, and feel like you were taken in a dark alley and fingered in your anus.
Oh my God.
Let's be real. It's not worth it. And I don't think a girls' match is worth the price of admission.
Wait, who are we talking about? Roxy Rocks. Are we talking about Roxanne?
I call her Rosie Perez.
Right. They're saying Roxy Rocks.
I think that's what they call the little midget, because she has a move called it's a sit out. It's a sit
The
out
Hot Rock.
somersault, but they call it a pop rock.
Pop Rock.
Listen, man, and that's another thing with these idiot announcers. How about calling the moves what they really are? Everybody's got to have their name attached to the move that everybody else has been doing for 70 years, 120 years.
Of course, it's branding. Michelle says, "Watch it, Gianni. Short girls can be dangerous." Laugh out loud. Rosie Perez is a joke.
Yeah, she'll bite your ankle.
This isn't wrestling. This isn't entertainment. This is pure dog shit. Eric says Charlotte was in gymnastics, so she's flexible. Wink, wink. And Michelle says she's a Botox queen.
It didn't do nothing for the 3 husbands that just left her.
Oh boy. Gianni says you have to buy a ticket 2 or older. Wow. Okay. WWE is getting heat for Brock and the ESPN deal. Talk of bringing Raw back to the USA Network. Yeah, it's interesting. They haven't even had Brock on anything yet.
He's on USA Network. I mean, he's on the SmackDown. He's on the SmackDown deal, and of course they're not going to bring him out for every show. The ratings would take from Raw, and Raw wouldn't be the #1 show now anymore, would it?
Eric says,
I could tell you this: you'll see Brock Lesnar at least once a month on TV, from what I know.
Yeah, he just has a part-time deal. Eric says,
no, that's not part-time. That's the same deal that Roman Reigns got, and that was full-time, part-time.
Yeah. Well, if Roman's deal is considered full-time, then somebody give me that fucking deal. Especially for that money. Eric says Rosie Perez might be small, but she has a nice peach. There was no comment.
I've never seen it. I wouldn't know.
Larry says I was referring to Roxanne. Yes, I was saying she rocks.
From what I've seen, she's nothing but the pits.
I like her. Gianni says thanks, Michelle. Now I'm getting in trouble by the short wife. All right, where are we at here? I'm losing track of the show. All right, so the Becky, real quick, Becky Maxine Dupree match. What did you think overall? I mean, I think in a year and a half's time of me watching WWE, 2 years, whatever, I think this might be the first match I've seen Maxine Dupree actually work.
No, it's not. It's not the first one she's worked in. She's gotten her ass handed to her by Shayna Baszler's crew, and yeah, she's worked a few matches, and she's gotten a hell of a lot better. She's not there for her wrestling ability, quite seriously. You need some candy in the locker room every now and then, and she happens to be it.
Candy, candy, candy. All right. Next up, we had a backstage promo with Seth and the Vision. And Seth was discussing how he has no problems. Everything's being handled by the Oracle and the Vision. So he was free to take the night off, which we see changed.
That was the worst acting besides William Shatner's Captain Kirk character.
Oh, God. All
You
right.
have never seen William Shatner act?
Of
Have you
course,
ever heard William Shatner sing? Canada
I
may
have.
say,
I have.
okay. Well, Canada may say he's the greatest thing since Miracle Whip, but I think he's lousy. And yeah,
All right. Well, next up, we had Johnny's favorite part of the show, the
the end.
Bailey, the Bailey video promo package, um, where they're obviously teasing something. But I thought it was probably Bailey's best promo she's done. They're getting ready to do some type of angle turn with her, where she
Here's the
obviously.
gimmick.
Tell me.
Here's the gimmick. I hate to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
So, the great talented writers that they have came up with the greatest idea ever for Bailey. She's got a split personality now. She's going loco.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, she's going to be psycho.
Yep.
Psycho bitch. I mean, Psycho Bailey.
Psycho bitch.
Yeah.
Remember that? Do you remember there was an indie worker in the Philly area who used to call herself? That was her gimmick, Psycho Bitch.
I have no idea. You know,
She was a really good worker too. Oh my god!
The things that come out of Johnny's mouth are those ideas in the back of Johnny's dungeon called his mind. Here's the thing. Another thing. Take a step backwards before we go forwards. Once again, Seth Rollins is the character. He needs to lose the title quickly, seriously, and move on. Take some time off and refresh his character altogether. He's been there too long. He's getting stale, and this whole thing, division, and it's. I see the vision too, and I'm a lot better at seeing these things than he is. He's on top of that mountain. The way down is a real quick descent. That's all I'm going to tell you, Seth. And now to get back to Psycho Bitch, Bailey. If you notice the little bit of the camera with the, it was like, she's going to have a split personality now. You're going to see a Kathy Bates kind of character, like when Kathy Bates put Paul Newman's legs in the shackles, smashed him. He smashed his ankles, and she was nice though, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, I don't care what they do for Bailey. I think they should give her one of those big boards with the holes in it and stick some cotton candy in it and have her walk up and down and sell cotton candy to the crowd. I think that should be her next gimmick.
Wow. I don't at all. I'm looking forward to the Psycho Bitch Bailey gimmick. We had Lyra come out and say, "Oh my God, did I do that? Am I the cause of the way Bailey feels that way? Nope, it's not me. It's not my fault. I have nothing to do with it. It's
Did
Bailey."
you ever see The Young and the Restless?
Of course.
Days of Our Lives.
Horrible acting.
As the World Turns. All My Children. What do all these shows have in common with the WWE's locker room?
Bad acting.
Bad acting. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I miss the days of Dick Slater. I miss the days of Kevin Sullivan. I miss the days of King Curtis. Yes, I miss those days of Purple Haze. Yeah. And Don Morocco. These were guys that were professional wrestlers, not these bozos that are walking around with skin tight pants, shaving their chest, putting olive oil on them, and jumping in a ring. These guys don't even know how to speak Greek. How dare they try to even emulate Greco-Roman style? This is the furthest thing from wrestling that there's ever been to professional wrestling. And I'm here to tell everyone every week what I see and to take away that purple haze that clouds your eyes You're not watching professional wrestling. Wake up. This isn't Kansas anymore, Toto.
After that, we had another quick backstage segment with Stephanie Valkyr walking into EO. And then Rhea comes in. EO's still upset. And EO ends up telling Rhea, you stay out of it. I will take care of it.
I was waiting for you to say ancient Chinese secret.
Huh?
Listen, buddy, leave the jokes to me. Okay, that's why I'm here. Okay, I'm here to make this more entertaining than the show you just got done watching. Remember that. But anyway, all kidding aside, brother, what are we watching here?
Sports entertainment.
I never seen any sports before do this sort of entertaining. It's not entertaining, buddy. I could watch the Emmys or MTV's Music Awards. That's how bad this shit is. And as far as the best thing that happened tonight, it truly was the end of the show. It really was. I couldn't wait for the show to end. I found it to be one of the worst shows in the past few weeks that we've been doing this. I don't know how you're seeing anything entertaining here. One match for 2.5 hours worth of TV doesn't make a great show, Chubb.
I didn't say it was a great show. Considering the last few weeks have been dreadful shows, I thought this tonight's show was a hell of an improvement.
Well, when you're used to seeing very, 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 very bad TV looks good.
Well, then we had the main event. We had Punk and LA Knight taking on the Brown Browns. It's the same thing over and over. I will say that the leap that Braun Breaker did from the apron over to the table was pretty nice.
He has gotten crisper. He has gotten a little more crisp on the moves, but they're still awkward, clumsy, and pitiful for main event guys. When you watch those performances, as I said a little earlier, when I watch these performances that are supposed to be main event caliber performers, and then you would like put it up against a McIntyre match or a Logan Paul match, I'm telling you now, those two guys right there are more of a threat than Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I think this Bloodline story is where they need to take that quite seriously because it's not main event caliber matches anymore. You see the setup already for them to go right back to the Bloodline with this whole group here. It's definitely going back to the Bloodline. And I'm talking about Solo Sikoa, Tala Loma, and whatever their names are, all of them. There's going to be the Bloodline Wars, and then maybe other talent will get the chance to be in the main event spot, and the Bloodline whole gimmick, whole group will be the curtain jerkers.
Yep. It's going to be redundant. It's going to be. I'm so sick of the Bloodline. I really am. Anyway, we saw Seth interfere, which then in turn had Jay come out, Jay Uso, and yeah, we now have a fatal four-way for Clash in Paris, which we'll see Seth taking on Jey Uso, taking on LA Knight, taking on CM Punk.
Which will be interference, and Roman Reigns will be involved in it. And the match will end. Seth will hold his title, and the next match you'll see is Seth against Roman Reigns.
Isn't
So
Reigns
you don't even need to watch the matches. I'm telling you what's going to happen before it happens.
Isn't Roman supposed to be out till Survivor Series?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, let me just run through the comments. Where are we at here? All right. Larry says, and no, I'm not going to buy that messy package they're offering next year, but there are people who will, and that will justify it for WWE. It's true. It's true. Eric says, with all this Rosie Perez talk, I think I'll watch White Men Can't Jump after the show. Los says, sadly, there is no one to knock WWE out of the top. WWE has fans that are inherited. They don't have new fans. However, there are kings in the mountain. If there weren't, we wouldn't be talking about them. No such thing as bad press, as they say. They felt that's true. That is true. That's the thing. They're really, AEW is the number 2 company, and they're a distant number 2. And it's not like they're going to be any type of threat anytime soon, unless there's a drastic change. Gianni says, my favorite part of the show was the ending. Larry says, Seth's voice is very different when he's cutting a promo in the ring compared to doing a backstage segment. Or is it just my ears? Is everyone in wrestling like that? I only noticed it with Seth. I never really noticed. Maybe it might be he the way he's, he might be because he's in the ring trying to talk over the crowd at times and stuff. Gianni said that Bailey promo was like a documentary segment, so to speak. Agreed. I don't remember Psycho Bitch, but I do remember Crazy Mary Dobson and Annie Social. Yeah, Annie Social. I don't remember Mary Dobson. I'd buy cotton candy from her. I would too. Cotton Candy Bailey. Eric says, if Bailey turns into a crazy character, can WWE have her come out to Buck Cherry Crazy Bitch? There you go. That could be a... I don't know if they want their crowd singing the chorus of that, though. Larry says, cotton candy sweet and low. Let me see that Tootsie Roll. well, maybe that's not something you want that cotton candy vendor to show you. That's funny. Gianni says, and why is there a 20-minute talking segment every week to open the show? I'm getting tired of it. Let's get some fucking wrestling, please. I was going to ask that earlier.
It's always been that way.
With tonight's match, like, wouldn't you have rather seen maybe tonight's opening match open the show and then go into the interview segment?
It's always been 20 minutes of bullshit.
Yep.
Even when Vince was there.
Yeah. Gianni says they are bearing Tagaloa because he just stands there and does nothing. I want to see him wrestle like he did in New Japan. Well, there you go, everybody. That's the comments. That's the show. That's your WWE for Monday night, August 11th. Not a lot of happy people. And Johnny's just waiting to say something.
Oh, no. I'll let you finish because you're right. There's a lot of unhappy people, and listen, if you think they're unhappy here, imagine the ones that you don't even know about yet.
Exactly.
if they would truly release the ratings on how many people are watching these shows, it would make it a lot simpler to prove my point to you. I know for a fact they're losing.
Yeah, and if you did notice in some of the camera shots when you saw that top rung, that was not sold out.
Well, they're not in them. They're not in the U.S. Well, did Trump take Canada over yet?
I don't think
That'll
so.
be his next move, I hope. Take everything that the Queen had, including her underpants.
Oh boy.
Yeah, fuck the Queen. Fuck her in her ass.
Disclaimer.
And the king too. The king likes little boys. He's a faggot.
All right. On that note, everybody, have a great night. We'll be talking to you next Monday. And I gotta give a couple quick shout outs real quick to my Patreon peeps, Stan and Vanessa. Thank you. And also, too, if you're in the Tennessee, Nashville area, I'll be at the CHW show on Saturday in Ashland City, Tennessee. So come on out.
And if you see Jerry Lawler, push him down a cliff. You know I joke about everything, man. If these people can't take a little humor, I don't know.
On that note, laugh at the humor. Have a great night, and we'll see everybody soon.